You assume your dog isn't thinking when he nudges you off the couch. You're wrong. Or at least, you might be. And honestly, given how smug he looks, it's hard not to take it personally. For centuries, philosophers drew a hard line. Humans think, animals follow instinct. Descartes went further. Animals were biological machines, reacting mechanically to the world with no inner life at all. Convenient theory if you've never made eye contact with a cat who's about to knock your glass off the table. Here's the question. When your dog manipulates you into giving up your seat, is he problem-solving or just running a program installed by evolution? For most of history, the answer was simple. Aristotle said humans had reason, animals had instinct, hardwired behavior aimed at survival and reproduction. Descartes doubled down. Animals were automatons, responding mechanically to stimuli without any internal experience. No thoughts, no feelings, just biological machinery. That framework collapsed when Darwin showed up. Darwin argued that intelligence could evolve from simpler instincts. He watched earthworms figure out how to drag oddly shaped leaves into their burrows, and noted that a human solving the same puzzle might use a similar approach. If humans descended from simpler organisms, then maybe our minds aren't fundamentally different, just further along the same continuum. Modern research backs that up hard. Elephants stack objects to reach food they can't otherwise access. Crows build tools and manipulate water levels to get rewards. Octopuses watch other octopuses open jars, then remember the technique and apply it later. These aren't reflexes. They're strategies that require separating a problem from the immediate moment and storing a solution for future use. But does solving problems equal thinking? Not to everyone. Behaviorists like Pavlov and Thorndike argued that what looks like thought is often just conditioning, animals responding to reinforcement without any internal reasoning. The famous case is Clever Hans, the horse who appeared to solve math problems by tapping his hoof. Turns out, Hans wasn't doing arithmetic. He was reading unconscious body language from his trainer. So Hans wasn't counting. Does that mean he wasn't thinking? Because interpreting subtle social cues, something he was definitely doing, is a sophisticated cognitive skill. Many animals excel at it. Elephants recognize individuals they haven't seen in years and respond to death with behavior that looks a lot like mourning. Bees communicate the location and quality of food sources through a waggle dance. Chimpanzees deceive each other in ways that suggest they understand what others know and don't know. Theory of mind in action. And then there was Alex, the African gray parrot. Alex used human language to identify colors and shapes of objects that weren't even present. He understood abstract concepts like bigger and smaller. That doesn't look like instinct anymore. That looks like intelligence. But intelligence still isn't the full picture. For humans, thinking also involves consciousness, the ability to reflect on what we're doing, not just do it. And this is where the problem gets harder. No experiment can tell you what it feels like to be a dog, or an octopus, or a crow. Philosophers call this the hard problem of consciousness. You and I can describe our inner experiences to each other. Nobody speaks horse. Even Alex, who could talk, couldn't tell us what the color red felt like to him. What if consciousness exists in forms we can't recognize? Would we even notice the subjective experience of a bee if it doesn't resemble ours? For that matter, how do you know other people are conscious? Maybe they're just extremely convincing automatons, and you're the only one actually experiencing anything. Animal minds keep pushing against the edges of what we can know. The way we frame the question, do animals think, might reveal more about our assumptions than about their minds. Because your dog probably is thinking when he nudges you off the couch. We just can't prove what that thinking feels like from the inside. And maybe that's the point. The line we drew between human and animal minds was always more about preserving our sense of uniqueness than about accurately describing reality. Darwin saw it. Modern research confirms it. The difference isn't kind, it's degree. Your dog's mind works. You just can't ask him how.